Hello, in this video we're going to create this image. It's actually retouching. From this one is original. You notice we have some overlay grass and some correction on the face and some other ones elements. So we'll go ahead, let's start working on this image. We'll selecting in a bridge from our photos that we have it open inside the camera raw. And things I want to do in camera raw is take highlights, and let's put those highlights all the way down. Maybe in order to bring a little bit down exposure to reduce some of the lightness. We'll bring this back in a post. And adjustment, maybe remove chromatic abbreviation. Let's correct lenses. Add a little bit of the sharpness. And let's go work with the HSL and luminosity. And right here you can play a little bit more, depending on what you like it. I want to make skies maybe a little bit darker. You know, let's work with the grass, see how it's bring highlights in the grass. Just set a little bit more, play with the balance, see how it's work, how it's going. Okay, so let's adjust settings. Okay, let's go on saturations and look maybe on a grass. I don't want to remove total, but I want dim down, so we'll have it this nice atmosphere bringing in the yellow. Usually I'm taking all the way down, you know, to zero, just see which one area, how it's affect, so for the eye, see what's going on there. I don't know about red lips. Yeah, let's just bring just about zero, maybe leave it there. In a hue we could adjust a little bit coloring, and you can go very crazy. Sometimes you can create a very cyanish look in red, so you can go I just want balance. I want to have it this cyan in kind of orangey tone, so I want to play with cold and hot kind of look. So we're going to adjust some of the settings. Okay, let's just play a little bit more. Again, this is very personal adjustments, but I hope you will kind of give you ideas of what you can do inside the bridge before, or inside camera raw, before we actually bring into the Photoshop. So let's just a little bit. And again, it does mean you can also always come back and open again in camera raw, or do this with selective colors or other adjustments inside the Photoshop. Okay, I think we're kind of getting close to what I wanted for our original image. So maybe on the sky, just want to see if the sky just maybe a little bit more cyan kind of playing. Okay, I think that should be kind of look good. Okay, so let's go ahead, open inside the Photoshop. Okay, this is our original image, and one thing I noticed, you can see the grass is kind of sticking out. So let's go ahead and use the healing brush, and the one I'm using, it's a select sampling area, and just go over. So it's kind of, in some areas like in the grass, it's very forgiving, so you can kind of almost go over, very easy to clean up. We have some other texture you maybe want to work kind of a little bit into, and sampling areas like a dark gray. When we come closer to the skin, you'll see a little bit more details on this. There you go, just, yeah, let's sample, paint, and sometimes my Photoshop does not respond as fast, so it's okay. Again, notice it's leave it some coloring there, so sometimes you want to go over twice. And if you see it, I'm doing on a different layer, so I am preserving my original layer below. And the settings, it says align, so that my brush is aligned how I am move, and layer style selected current and below, so that way I can go above, and there you go. I think this is look a little bit better, so you can see those ones is kind of gone. Right here will take a little bit longer, so we can go and, yeah, let's go from this. Some by the grass it's easy, rocks as well. It will be a little bit more tricky when we got to the edge, But with this brush, actually easy. You just select the edge first, the gum edge right there. You can see it going up and down, and it's actually fit very good. So at this point, I'm going to speed up my recording. So because it will take a little bit time, but overall, sampling different areas, sampling edges, add edges, and just try to create those on same view. Add edges, and just go ahead, kind of removing. Sometimes you can notice going a little bit darker. I think it's how effect overlayers or soft, how it's work. Just check again area and go over till it's look right. Okay, so we'll just go remove that one. And sometimes playing a little bit more with different textures. See, so it will be our coloring. Again, a simple edge, and we'll just go right there. Shadow. Let's still be a little bit bright in the shadow. So let's resample. Yeah, there you go. A little bit better. Okay. And again, we'll just go resampling, going down. So it's all take time and patience. How I say, I speed up this one right now by 6 times. I don't want you wait and see it, but it's give you some ideas over there just with healing brush. So you don't need to do too much, but it will help us mostly edges. It's where we become easy visible, and the rest right here, let's go with shadows. So it's kind of, yep, there you go. Let's fix it, shadows. Okay, this one will be a little bit tricky because we don't have it actually edge by the leg. When we go back right here, so it's come up very soft. In this case, it's better to sample some edges which match with angle somewhere around and try to restore this way. And you can see we have curves when going with the edge. So just sampling some of those areas. Sample with angle, and you can see just add a little bit more. Well, does not look sometimes good, so we'll go back and redo it. No, it does not fit. Maybe at this angle. So again, I'm just taking angle and trying to kind of match with this angle. Nope, you can see it's kind of cut off, look very funny. So let's undo that. Okay, right here, restore it. And the same, when you cut branch like this, you can always select side of the branch to restore it. So let's go down there. Get a little bit darker here, remove it. Just go over it. Don't worry if it's darker, go select again and go over. If not, select another areas. So it's kind of, you can over, again, do over and over. And the nice things, again, this is on its own layer, so it is non-destructive. Okay, I know that leg, I don't think it still look good. So let's go back to the leg. Yeah, it's too smudgy there. Let's go back to the leg and just, we'll fix better now. So we'll go closer, adjust this, and let's go, you know what, let's sample. I'm sampling will be edges. So I want to just go down, sample right that area. So restore right here. So let's go sample edge, and you can see the curvature is what it is. So we'll go with curve. We'll start from here, just a little bit, adjust that way. There you go. So let's go ahead, select another edge, and actually Photoshop does very good. You can see right there. We'll just fix with edge. You can see repetition, so we'll need to just select and remove those repetitive points, so it's look different. There you go. Now we have a sharper line there. But overall, you can see right here it was before and after. We just remove foreground elements, and I think when the first photo shoot it was look okay, but look after photo shoot it does kind of stand out too much, so I don't want them. Okay, let's rename it Retouching. Layer, actually I don't need this layer. We'll probably, yeah, I'll keep it for now, but delete it. Let's create another layer, and I'm going, this layer will be for the facial retouching, because other ones was kind of environmental. It doesn't need too much retouching. Tell you true, I like imperfections on the face. It's what make it real looking, except I'm just touching up some elements that maybe stand out too much, just jump out. I don't want them to take attention from the expression on the face or other things, but it will help just smooth a little bit. But it is imperfection. It's what make perfect. In this case, again, just scanning. Even the scratches on the leg, let's leave it there because I think it's kind of nice going through the grass. You have your scratches. Right here, just some small things. Make it take attention, and white spot. So let's fix that one. It's from previous. Okay, I think it's look good. So let's just check, double check. Okay. Yeah, I think it's look good. Okay. Again, I'm just scanning, see what else maybe pop up, but I think that is clean. So let's go. It's called the retouching face. Person, yeah, so we'll just know what it is. Let's create new layer. We'll fill up with 50% gray, and it will be our standard dodge and burn technique. So we'll go to soft light, and we use it brush. Usually I use it soft brush, and we'll set 10% opacity. So it will give it smooth edge, and I just want to add a little bit. The shot was done with outdoors, with a sun on the right, and we have it overpowering. We have it a little bit flush on the left, and so it's give it us not so hard shadows. Otherwise, its shadows is crushed. It's very, very dark shadows, but I still want to have this dimension. So right now I can add a little bit more shadows, not too much, but just to give this shape to the body a little bit better. So that's what we're going to just add a little bit right there. Not so much, but just so it will look okay. And usually I do the shadows first, and when shadows is done, we can go switch to the highlights. So from black is shadows, and of course white is highlights. And we add in. If you using keyboard, of course, you use shortcut X, and you can kind of flip between both of them, so you can do very fast switching. Okay, I think this is look good. Just look on the other highlights. Yeah, we don't need to add too much highlight because shapes already, I think, good. Well, let's go ahead, create new by Control Shift Alt E. And I want to actually warp that image because the head, if you look, it's a little bit skew and I don't like it. So I'm going to make the face a little bit more oval, restore it. The reason is it was shot, I think, on a 17mm, so it's kind of give it a wide area, but it did give it distortions on the side. And it's not so important on a landscape, you don't see far away details, but on a face, it's kind of stand out too much. So I just want kind of restore, make the oval face a little bit better, so it does not give it this skew kind of on the top. And we'll just take one side. I think that is all. And yeah, there you go. Just to compare, so we have it, there you go, the oval faces look, yeah, I think it's about right, good enough for, we still have some distortions, but overall we kind of restore it. So it's look more natural. They still have this edges between layers, so we'll need kind of blend this. The best way to do it is create mask, and we'll use a brush. Remember, white color on the mask, it's mean it's not transparent, you'll see everything, and as we start adding black, it will become more transparent. So black one, it will create like cut-offs. Well, be sure you select mask layer, not the actual layer. And there you go. Again, this is white and white, it does not work, so we're going to yeah, let's go switch to the black brush because white and white definitely won't work. There you go. So with the black, we start kind of masking, and I just want to mask some of the edges. Let's go down here. And with a mountain, I want to use a hard edge brush, much smaller. So right there we can kind of, with soft edge does not work very well. So let's go ahead, switch our brush to hard edge, pop up our higher, maybe 60. There you go. Yeah, that will work. And we'll just control there, X to invert. Just make the mountain kind of more in. Okay, let's go back, switch to our soft brush. Okay, and we'll just go start blending these edges. Let's pop up a little bit higher. Or also we can just make it look a little bit more natural. And again, we don't need it too much, but it does help when we're blending the edges of this good. And some photos you maybe don't need to do this. I say this is because it was shot on 17 millimeters and it's a very wide angle, close enough, and your edges always will be disturbed on the lenses. So it's only the reason why I was warping the image to restore this oval on the face. I think it's look a little bit better that way than just distorted. Okay, almost done. Right here, let's look. Okay, it's look much better. Okay, let's check before and after. So you can see the face going, yeah, it's look much better, the oval one this way. Okay, so let's go ahead and next, we'll just press Ctrl Shift Alt E or Command Option Alt E to combine all layers. And we'll just use it global dodge and burn. It is go on adjustments, black and white. We'll just pop up on the reds, brighter, and yellows for the skin tone. Maybe a bit on the grass. Okay, let's go to again adjustment. We'll go to shadow highlights. Be sure the show more options is enabled. And we'll go 100% on shadows in highlights. Take a radius to 10 pixels on both of them. And here's because we're going to use it soft light blending mode. Darker below 50%. Or darker will be darker and lighter will be lighter. So that's what we're going to do. And also I want to apply a sharp mask to add sharpness to the edges. Just give it this little bit more grungy kind of look. You can see it's before and after. This is actually a nice way to remove haze. But I do like haze, but I want pop up a little bit more in the grass. So what are we going to do? Let's reduce opacity of the image a little bit. Create mask for this. And with a black brush, we'll go on a mask. I'm going to remove from my mountains because I want them hazy. So I want to actually remove all of that. So we'll just mask around there. Just restore our little bit softness in the mountains. Okay, let's go right here, just back closer to her face. There you go. Okay. From both sides. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a solid color, and we'll say probably like cyanish as background, because I do like haze when I restore it, but I don't think the haze was all the way nice. So I'm just create solid color. We'll go to create a screen. You can try play with different modes, but a screen mode in this case will work better. So we'll go to let's go screen mode. Okay, and on a screen mode, we want to take our mask and we want to invert it. So we want hide. And now I can use it my white brush, soft white brush, 10%, and I can paint. And you can see we're just painting, adding a little bit this haziness to our image. You can also, if you want, these techniques work very well if you want to do fog kind of on the ground, so you can paint in some other elements. But generally what I want to do is just add this haziness to some elements of the mountains, like add a little bit more distance to this. So let's go right there, maybe add, and also let's create how they follow the mountain path. Okay, far away should have it more haze, and closer have it less haze. There you go, just add a little bit more here. Let's go add more on the mountains, far away. Okay, lower haze, closer mountains. Okay, one thing as I'm painting, even I'm going on very softer kind of things, we still visible lines. So let's just make it softer. We run again closer to us, more saturation and sharpener. So we just want to do it. The far away, less saturation. So we're just reducing saturation by thinning this. Okay, you see the lines. So let's go fix this by go blur. Gaussian blur will just little bit blur these lines. So that will give it a softness, not this sharp edge. Okay, there you go. And we can preview before and after. So just add a little bit haziness, a little bit distance. Again, I don't want on this very dramatic, and if I want it, I probably do in the layers. So let's create new dodge and burn. Let's go call it global dodge and burn. Again, we'll fill up with 50% gray and switch to soft light. And just overall, I see it's just bright some areas, and I want to create vignetting a little bit, maybe take a ground a little bit darker. Just let's go right there. Just add a little bit vignetting, maybe on a sky. Okay. Just generally make it darker. Okay, let's go add to the edges and yeah, a little bit brighten on her. So just very simple highlights on our characters. So let's go ahead and before and after. You can see we just kind of darken our edges, make more vignetting, more focus on our character. That's what we do. Okay, let's go ahead at this point after dodge and burn. So let's go ahead and add maybe a little bit smoothness to the skin, and we can do this by creating a new layer and by combining our visible. It's Control-Shift-Alt-E, and we'll go just to the noise and the dust and scratches. And right here I want to set radius depend on the image what you wanted, but so it's recognizable all lines, but it's smooth, you don't see the texture, and almost like painting effect, but except on the skin. I want in some areas, how I say, I like the texture, but when we're done with sharpening and everything with all this global dodge and burn, it's bring this extra crispiness that I don't want it. So with this one, it's helped me to smooth back some of this crispiness, keep it all the details, but give it this nice illustration or painting almost effect very slightly on the face. So what we're going to do with that is just bring back some of that smoothness by removing the grain and noise. And if you have a digital noise from like a shoot in the dark, these techniques will work very well. So you can kind of hide all these imperfections or smooth out very nicely. Okay, so let's go ahead. Go over, and I understand it will be single strokes, so afterward we'll need to go and smooth with the Gaussian blur again all our masks, so it will look a bit more natural. So it won't have these lines. Okay, let's go smooth it, and there you go, just the legs also, and little bit around. There you go. Okay, I think this is good. Let's go look on the mask, and you can see we have a few. Okay, missed spot. Let me just touch up on those spots. Okay, and let's go to now filter, blur, got blur. Same, we'll just have it too much. Let's go take it back like around 6. Again, this is depend on your image, so it's just smooth the edges when necessary. You see the strokes, so it will be nice and smooth. Okay, let's zoom out. Okay, it's our smoothness. We have it just smooth a little bit skin to reduce some of this grayness. So let's go create new layer, Control-Shift-Alt-E, Command-Option-Alt-E, take all visible and combine. And I want to go to use it in Filter Forge, just add color correction. If you don't have it Filter Forge, you can do with the curves and other ways. I'll show you later. But just let you know, with the Filter Forge, it's much easier. You can create your preset. It's literally create preset, click, or adjustments, and go ahead. And this is phototones. I created this filter. So if you have Filter Forge, just go search for Geekatplay, and you'll see all these filters. They're all free. Download it, filters you like it, and you can apply it. With this, it's make much more easy to create presets, and you can say any presets, like for Instagram, for wherever you like it. I do like this because it's bring this saturation, the colors, kind of nice dramatic look to our image. And of course, in this case, I won't necessarily use it the 100% the image. We'll just use our opacity to apply a little bit to that effect. So let's go ahead. Next, we're creating color with Selective Colors, and we'll go to start with a black. Make it black colors, not so crushed. And I want black. Usually I do the push them in a little bit more cyanish cold color. Midtones, we'll say we can just lighting a little bit, and let's go push them to opposite, to a little bit warmer. So we want a cold and warm color. So when these complementary colors, that is make our images more pleasant and nice to see. Notice we work here because we have this blue sky, blue haze, kind of cyanish haze, but we also have a model with a warm skin and a yellow grass. So in this case, it's kind of work very well, and I want to keep it a little bit in those tones. Right here, let's go create another curve now. And with this curve, we again color correction. We want to be sure this blend mode set to the color. And we'll select the blue channel, take lower, shadows put to the black, to blue, and mid-tones and higher just drop down to the colder or yellow, or to warmer yellow. Let's go to the red. And right here, actually, sometimes I go to the shadows in cyan, but I think the little bit warmer shadows can be interesting to work with this. But we'll take other curve on the middle and just a little bit deep in cyan, maybe. We'll see it. But I'm just looking for this balance, for good balance between warm colors and complementary cold colors. So I want to bring this interesting. Okay, so let's adjust intensity, opacity on both layers. And remember, layers, they stack on the top, so the top ones is affecting bottom, but bottom not necessarily affecting the top one. I'll just go that way. Okay, so here, let's come closer, preview. I think it's, we did the creative store, so not so much retouching, except just shape change and just removing some grass and color correction. So it just still be looking natural look image. Okay, let's go ahead, add name of the photographer, and I usually just add name not on image, just in a corner, so the people, if they want to know on the image who did, if they want it, they can find. Personally, I don't think you should create name just embedded on middle, because it will destroy image, and people who want to remove, they can remove it easy. You see how easy we remove the grass, so we can, with Photoshop, we can easily remove any watermark. Okay, so let's go ahead, call this folders retouching with all our workflow. And this is what we had before, and this is what we have it after. Again, before and after. Just change a little bit on the facial coloring, removing unwanted elements. Not very big dramatic changes, but just mostly cleaning up. Here's our final image. Thank you for watching this video.